Hey guys, just checking the stream here. Cool, I think we're live. Hey, so another stream today. Let me open up the text edit pad here. So, here are the items that we worked on the last couple streams. So we worked on scheduled reports. We scaled up a node group for the coaching service. We reviewed some new object detection models. We reviewed a new depth model. And we started building the coaching front end. Then we also started using Codex to debug some issues with the superclusters. We're using Codex to swap for these larger models. We're going to build a confidence scoring system. Let me move this down here. We need to keep working on this item here. We can get okay, nice. We have this here too. Coaching artifacts. Okay, so we're actually building some code here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up so today what we're going to be doing is we already migrated to a more lightweight version of the depth model and also the object detection model. So I'm going to say, okay, the code is building. Can you tell me which object detection model we're using now and which depth model we're going to be using in the new modified code? So this is Claude Sonnet 4.5 preview, and it's been pretty good so far. When I actually first started using it, the first thing it said to me was that that there was some publicly available code that might have a copyright license on it or be sensitive, and it actually redacted whatever it was telling me in the chat. And let me go to my GitHub here. Let's see. Just want to show you guys some GitHub Copilot settings here. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So, interestingly enough, when I first started using Claude Sonnet today, it started telling me that there was matching public code. So I would ask it to do something, it would start generating the code, and then it would actually redact that code inside of the chat and give me this message saying that that some of the code that it produced matched publicly available code online. And so I looked that up, and after I looked it up, it told me that I needed to come enable this. Now, when I came to my account, this was already enabled. So I'm not exactly sure what that error was. I know this is they released this model under some new safety standard. And I think they mentioned that there may be some inaccuracy with the filtering. And I definitely experienced that. But anyway, so let me Let me bring this back up here. What I'm going to do is also, while we're using Sonnet 4, I'm going to go ahead and open the terminal. We're going to open Codex. Oops. Let's look at Git status. Interesting. So I want to just check the git diff here. Why does it look like we have files that didn't get staged in the most recent commit? Yeah, I don't want you to open the file or show it in chat because we're live streaming, but did we also need to commit the changes in the Docker file? Okay, can you review the changes in the Docker file and see if we need to commit them? I don't want to show this, it's sensitive, I think. Hold on. Yes, commit these changes and push to origin. Okay, let's merge this again. Okay, now let's run git status. So one thing I noticed about Sonnet 2, Sonnet 4.5, is that in Sonnet 4, it wasn't opening sensitive files. So it wouldn't open like a .env file no matter what. And it would tell me before it did it. And Sonnet 4.5 is just opening sensitive files, putting sensitive information in chat. So just something I noticed immediately when using Sonnet 4.5. I'm going to... Okay, can you check the git status again? Let's see, let's run git diff here. Git diff. Do we need to commit and push the artifact repository file to the origin? Let's run this off stream. Yes, commit these changes and push them. Okay, let's merge this into, let's see. Okay, so now I'm going to open up Terminal. And let's open up Codex. What were the new models that we migrated to again? Just want to know the exact version. Okay. We upgraded to a new YOLO model and a new Midas model. I want you to review this code and make sure that we are ready to test. I'm going to be sending a request from the front end, and I want to make sure that the new models should load from Torch Hub and do the analysis on the MP4. Nice. Now I'm going to open up another Codex window here. Ooh, not a tab. I want a window. And I'm going to go to the front end. Let's see. Let's see what this is here. Can you run git status in the next TS repository? I believe there's some changes that we need to commit and push to origin that are related to the request from the front end to the coaching service. Yes, go ahead and check the diff. Yes, you can go ahead and commit and push these changes. Sure, you can run npm build to test the build. Okay, I'm going to create the PR. I'll try to build the project locally. Okay, the build was successful, good. We are testing the AI analysis backend. Can you review the critical event report and make sure that the coaching requests will work from the front end? Oops. Didn't have Codex open. Let's open Codex. Okay, we're merging the code into the main branch on the front end. I know at one point we were having trouble connecting to the database. Can you please review the code and make sure that it should be able to connect, or the pod should be able to connect to RDS now? Ooh, we got to 74 woodcutting. Awesome. Okay, so the Kubernetes image should have the database credentials, right? Okay. Are these functional changes? I know that the request was working from the front end, so I'm trying to understand what the value of these changes are. We got a genie here. I'm gonna rub this lamp. Nice, we got a little free agility experience, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna grab some coffee, a fresh cup. See if these images are done getting pushed to Docker Hub. Cool. Let's see. To the coaching service. Can you do a rollout restart on Next.js deployment? Now feed URLs through get video URL before picking the MP4. Previously, if the report returned a relative path, I have never seen this error before. Can you explain it to me? we will never have an absolute URL. We always have just a. We need to always prefix the base URL. Let's drop off these logs, guys. Can you commit the exact changes that we made and push to origin? I am impressed with Codex. It's just very precise, very concise, way more concise than GPT-5, especially GPT-5 Mini. GPT-5 Mini would give so much detail, and it was kind of difficult to sift through it. But Codex is just very, very precise. Can you review the most recent commit? We hardened the request from the critical event report on the front end, the request that sends the event to the back-end coaching service. Codex did this. I just want you to tell me what your thoughts are. So Codex made some changes to the front end request. Can you review the coaching backend and tell me if it will accept this data? Okay, we made this push to the front end repository. Can you just give me in raw text exactly what we need to do so I can tell Codex? So interesting. So Codex, I have Codex open in just one service, and I guess it didn't know what data that the controller data type object had defined on our backend coaching service. And so it started playing around with the request. Man, it made it unbelievably complex. Let's see, let's just paste this into Codex here. Okay. Pasted it into the wrong Codex window. Okay, can you commit these changes and push to origin? I didn't want to force. It's kind of annoying. There's going to be a merge conflict now, watch. Oh, wow. It seems so overly complex. Can you review the new request payload on Next.ts? Codex made some changes, but it seems unbelievably complex. Can you try to simplify it? So I think what just happened is I told Codex to harden the request, and that's what it did. But it made it very, very complex. Okay, commit these exact changes and then push to origin. Okay. I mean, the front end request really didn't have any issues, and I just figured I'd have Codex review it, and now we kind of added some validation to the front end request, where it can handle some malformed data. But I just don't know. There's never a scenario right now where that request would ever have any data that wasn't defined in the data type objects. So like no data that's not supposed to be there should ever sneak into that request. So all this extra sanitization and validation, I don't know if it's actually necessary. But let's just keep moving here. Okay, let's merge the pull request. Can you do a rollout restart on the coaching service? The Docker image is done building. Okay, just merge the front end too. The coaching service is getting restarted. Okay, Docker image is building for the front end. Okay. Nice. Front end is done building. Can you do a rollout restart on Next.js? Great, good work. Now, can you open up the logs on the coaching pod and make sure it was able to connect to the database? Nice. Okay. Hold on. Nice. It's working. So now I'm going to say, okay, can you follow the logs? I'm about to make a request from the front end and I want to test it. Okay, so now we're going to come to the front end, guys. We're going to go to, let's see, reports, critical event report. Let's run some reports for a couple weeks ago. And we're going to go to inspect. We'll go to our network tab. And I don't know what's up with this. Hold on. Why is it doing that? Okay, there we go. Nice. So let's refresh. Clear this. Go look for, okay, let's clear this and let's take a look at this event. Let's just try to run it. You know what we're going to do too is, or let's just paste this into Claude Sonnet. I just tried to make the request and I see this error in the front end dev console. Here we have service set up. Going to say, okay, this request was working before. Check the Git log history to see what we changed that caused this to not work. Can you check the coaching service again to make sure the endpoint is coaching and not depth map? I'm gonna ask Codex. Is the endpoint depth map or coaching? The front end called this API and we got a not found error in the dev console. Let's see, I just pasted, there's something going on with the endpoint. Okay. All right, this should work. This branch has conflicts. Whatever commit you just push to next TS, now we have branch conflicts. Let's see if this fixes the conflict. Okay. No more merge conflicts. I'm going to open up another Codex window that has access to every single microservice. We were having an issue on the front end service Next.ts. When we went to go run a coaching analysis, it was calling an endpoint that didn't exist. I want you to look at the Next.ts service, look at the coaching analysis button in the critical event report, and see how we form that post body and which endpoint we're calling. Then look in the coaching service and confirm that the endpoint is correct and will work. Can you do a rollout restart on the front end? Okay, so Codex we're having some issue where the front end is building the request body and it's calling the wrong endpoint. So we're trying to figure out if it's something to do with ingress, the ingress service, or what. Can you confirm this? Codex is asking me to check this. So I want you to review the Git log for NextTS, the front end service, and also for the coaching service. What caused this issue with the endpoint? I know we tried to harden the request from the front end, but it seems like things got a little overly complex. Make sure we're chopping. I had Codex review how this problem happened. Can you review the Next.ts front-end service and also the coaching service and make sure it should work as expected now? Man, Codex is good. If it doesn't have all the context, though, it will do a lot of stuff. At least my experience. I have a front-end service and a back-end service. And I told it to harden the requests from the front-end service. And I guess it added all these techniques to have fallbacks and sanitize the request endpoint. But it actually broke the request. But it seems when Codex has all the context, so if it has access to the front end and the back end service, it seems to get it right when it does have the context that it needs. Okay. Okay, do a rollout restart on the coaching service back end. Can you make sure that we don't print the RDS endpoint in the coaching logs? And also, RDS is set up with VPC peering, right? Can you check that? So only our cluster can connect to the RDS database, is that correct? Well, let's do this, make sure we do this off stream. Hey, if you're just joining, hold on, I'm doing something kind of sensitive off stream here, but okay. Yeah, so if you're just joining, we're using Sonnet and Codex right now, and we're working on a coaching service, so oops. Let's pull this up here. Yeah, so we're using an object detection model called YOLO, and we're also using a depth estimation model called Midas, developed by Intel. And we build these coaching reports. So we have dash cameras in vehicles, and those dash cameras generate MP4 videos. And we have a service that ingests that MP4 video, and we know what type of event was triggered on the camera. So things like quick acceleration, erratic lane departure, hard turn, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, following too closely. We ingest these events, and then we run a object detection model on it and a depth model to try to determine the objects in the scene. And then we build a transcript that looks something like this and says driver was involved in a ADAS forward collision warning event at a speed of 38 miles per hour, and we detected these events in the scene. We pass that to the LLM and ask it to generate coaching questions for the driver. So right now what we're doing is we just migrated to a more lightweight version of the object detection, the latest version of YOLO V8, or a newer version of YOLO, and then we moved to a more lightweight version of the object detection model. And we're going to be pulling that down from Torch Hub and trying to test that right now. And so we have a front end. We just had an issue where we just made a request to our back end, but the endpoint was incorrect. So we're just making a small minor fix there. So here's an example of what the events look like from the dash camera. Just have an event that looks like that. This is the critical event report. This is the system that we're working on. So right now a customer would come in, click reports, look for any of their most recent critical events. And then they would decide which event they want to run the coaching analysis on, and they would select coaching here. And so we're going to have a front end where we enter in these coaching analysis. And we have, we actually created a new table. So let's see. Okay, yeah, so we have a new table called event artifacts. And so after we do the analysis, we're going to be pushing the data into this table. So let's see here. We just made another push. Let's see if it's done building. Let's see. Okay, and this is all deployed on AWS EKS. So let's see here. Now, actually, we could go ahead and test this. I'm going to say, can you open up the logs for the coaching pod and follow? So we're just going to go ahead and test this right now. So here's the coaching backend pod running in the namespace. We're going to check. Okay, we just opened up the logs. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come to reports, critical event report. Let's run this report. And oops, okay, so got another issue here. Still not found. The endpoint is still not found. I want you to review the Git log closely in the front end service, and also review the Git log closely in the coaching service. We were never having issues with the endpoint previously. And this is Sonnet 4.5. So Sonnet's reviewing the Git log here. Let's see if it can figure it out. Yeah, but I don't think we have that endpoint. It's interesting, but it's a very simple issue right now. Coaching. Let me go to Finder, see if I can, let's slide this into a Codex too and see what Codex says about it. We got the same error again. The endpoint, we got an error in the front end that says the endpoint doesn't exist on the back end. Is it ingress? I know we have a service set up already for this, and it was working. So I'm a little concerned. It's already making changes, and I don't think it truly actually... It's all this extra crap we're doing on the request. I asked it to harden the request. And ever since it did that, there's been problems. I noticed that these changes only started happening after I asked you to harden the post request from the front end. Can you look at the Git log and let's go back to a previous commit? It seems like it's getting way too complex. Let's see, make sure we're still chopping here. We're just doing some old school RuneScape kind of grinding in the background, guys. Let's make sure, hold on. These are all old. Let me go check this commit real quick. I just want to make sure we don't go back to a commit that's too old. X5227. Okay. Okay. Before we push this commit, I want you to now look at the coaching service and make sure that this request will work as expected. Good, it's checking ingress. Hey, if you're here, thanks for being here. Please like and subscribe. It always helps a lot. I'm very open, happy to answer any questions about anything. Or if you just want to chill and hang out, that's fine too. Well, hold on. This is the coaching namespace that we're calling. So Sonnet right now, okay, make the changes necessary to make certain that this works. This is a pretty simple thing to make sure we're calling the right endpoint. It's just for open API documentation. Yes, exactly. Use curls to make sure these endpoints work, but that might not work because we have an authentication middleware. Actually, let's not say that. It's just... Tempted to look at the code myself here. It's not going to allow this curl. Yeah, the curl is not going to work because we have middleware. So just review the code and make sure that the endpoint is correct. Okay, let me merge this commit here. Creating a pull request. We created a new branch pushed. Let's create this pull request. We're not ready to do the rollout restart. Now, while we work on this, or while the image is building, I'm actually going to have Codex. I'm going to say, actually, hold on. We don't have the main. There's all these subdirectories inside of the main directory, and all of these are Git repos, but the main directory is not. So let me just. We'll be okay. Let's just say. Finder, quick look. Okay, let's paste this in. We were calling the wrong endpoint from the front end. I want you to review the critical event report in the front end Next.ts repository and look at the button that we click to send the request to the coaching service. And make sure we're calling the right endpoint. So review the Next.ts front end and also review the coaching back end and make sure that the request from the front end will call the right endpoint and the back end service can ingest that post body. Ooh. This just failed. The build had a error. Okay, it pushed them already. Let's open up a new pull request. Just some TypeScript build errors. So it's actually a very, very simple issue. So the backend service lives inside of the cluster, and we use ingress to expose the pods to the internet. And so we have the service set up, the ingress service. We just need to make sure that we're calling okay, it does say we may have a schema issue. So what I'm going to say is this true? When we post this request body to the coaching service, are we going to have, is the data object going to throw a validation error? Okay, it looks like the front end got... Yeah, so it's not going to be null. Or what we'll do is from the front end, we're not even going to make the request if it's null, or if we don't have speed. Let's commit. I think we can actually test it before passing in that fix. Do a rollout restart on the next TS front end service. Okay, let's do this rollout restart. Okay. Let's come to the front end. Course error now. At least we got a different error. It's a better error than the endpoint not found. At least we found the endpoint, and we're getting some cores origin error or something. I think we just need to probably change the origin maybe, or modify the middleware. Can you review? We got a new error now. Upstream's not set. Okay, there we go. Oh. We have to wait for the Docker image to finish building before we can restart the service and test. Okay, we started building the Docker image. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Codex to test the same thing. Now we have a new error. It looks like we found the endpoint, but got a new error. I just had Claude Sonnet 4.5 review this error and make a change and made a commit, and we pushed it. I just want you to review it to make sure it's correct. So kind of and I'm using Whisper Flow to do the speech to text. While this runs, guys, I might go grab another cup of coffee here. Probably not. Cool, let's see what... Cool. Looks like we're ready. Just waiting. It was a chorus issue. So... And we can almost chop down magic trees, guys. We're level 74 at 75. Woodcutting, we can chop magic trees. Excuse me. Still waiting for the Docker image to build. Hey, if you're just joining, we're using Codex and Sonnet 4.5 today. And We're working on a coaching service, so let's see. So we have dash cameras that are inside of vehicles, and these dash cameras record events like hard brake, hard turn, quick acceleration, shock or severe shock. It also does edge AI stuff, so stuff like forward collision warning, lane departure warning, following too closely, distraction, phone use, stuff like that. So we ingest these MP4s. We're running a object detection model on the MP4 YOLO, and also a depth estimation model. So we try to detect the objects and detect the depth of those objects. And then we're building a transcript of the event, what the speed was, and what objects we detected in the video. And we're passing that to the LLM and asking the LLM to generate coaching questions for our driver. So then we take this and we push it up to S3 and we store it in our database. So we created a new table for these event AI artifacts, and we're going to be storing them in the table. And then we're building a front end for this, right? So we have a new coaching front end, and this is the platform. So these events are going to live inside of here. When customers are running these events, or when they're trying to run the AI event analysis right now, they'll run a historical report to see any critical events that they might have had. They can review the critical event. So here's the media player for the critical event. This is actually me in my car here. And so then once they identify an event that they want to run coaching analysis on, they would select the coaching button here, and we're about to do that and test it. We're waiting for the Docker image to finish building here for the coaching service. So we're kind of using Codex and also Sonnet 4.5 to help us review this. So as soon as this image is done building, I'm going to have Sonnet 4.5 do a rollout restart on the service, and then we're going to open up the pod logs, and we're going to make a new request from the front end and start testing. And this is the platform. We've been working on a lot of different stuff. So this is 3JS, which is a 3D map and integrates with Google Maps. So we built these super clusters, and you can see if I scroll down, zoom in, you'll see this is actually a 3D object on a 3D map. We also have these 3D simulations, and we're using 3JS to do this. So we're going to be adding in this 3D event reconstruction as part of the AI analysis. And let's see if we can, this has some minor bugs, but if you see a short, I'm able to execute and run. Oh, there we go. So pretty cool. 3JS simulation actually running at a relative speed. And actually, I'm one of the only ones that has this in this market. I haven't seen it yet, so definitely a differentiator. And if you join, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. And thanks for being here. So let's see. Docker image is almost done building. Takes like a good amount of time for the coaching service to build. We can actually ask Sonnet, why does it take so long for the coaching service to build? I assume that some of these model libraries are pretty large. Can you help me understand why? So let's just make sure. I just want to make sure it doesn't open any sensitive stuff here. Okay, nice. It's done building. Okay, so the reason why it does take so long is we're installing a PyTorch library in the image, so that's pretty big. OpenCV, YOLO V8, Onyx runtime. I don't see Midas here. That's okay. Okay, the coaching image is done building. Let's do a rollout restart. Okay. Rollout restart might take a minute here. So it's interesting. I guess the Kubernetes rollout restart, it waits for the new pod to finish creating itself, and then it will, I guess, kind of terminate this one and then bring this one back. Have this be the main pod. I explained that terribly, but let's takes about 2 minutes actually for this pod to start. Hey, if you're just joining, thanks for being here. We're working on a coaching solution. So we have dash cameras in vehicles, and these dash cameras record events. So things like hard turn, hard brake, quick acceleration, following too closely, distraction, phone use, smoking, seatbelt off. And what we do is we ingest this MP4. We're using a model called YOLO to do object detection. And then we're also using a model called Midas to do depth estimation. So we try to classify the objects in the video, detect the distance of those objects, and then we build a transcript. And we pass that to the LLM and ask it to create some coaching questions for the driver. Okay, it looks like this pod successfully rolled out. And then after we create this PDF and this AI analysis video, we send it up to S3. And we're building a front end for this now. So okay, so since this restarted. Okay, great. Can you open up the logs and follow them for the coaching service? I'm about to test a request from the front end again. So we're asking Sonnet 4.5 to go ahead and open up the logs. Okay, nice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come to the front end, go into reports, critical event report. Should review one of these events. Okay, nice. Let's go to inspect, network. Close. Hold on, we got a 422. Interesting. Okay, there's some field required that we didn't this should be enough, but I'm also going to give it the screenshot here to Sonnet. And if you're in here, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. And thanks for being here. It means a lot, actually. Okay. No, you must be passing the email incorrectly or something. Look through the Git log history. There must be some issue. I don't know why you're not able to pass the email. Let me look at the request body. Hold on. Let's check this request. Yeah. See how other front-end calls are doing this. I know that there's a way to grab the user email from the front end and pass it in the request body. See if Sonnet can figure this one out. Maybe I didn't merge some front-end change or something. Let me see. Ooh, yeah, there's a... But I don't want to... Oh no, it added the email. It wasn't even there before. Okay. Okay, we're building the image. And I hope you guys aren't hearing any static. I am hearing a tiny bit of static in my headphones. I'm not sure if you guys are hearing that on stream. If you are, let me know, and I'll try to fix it. Okay, nice. It looks like, oh, nope, still building. Takes about 2 minutes for the front end to build. Okay, now we're gonna do the rollout restart. Nice. Let's see if Sonnet 4.5 is smart enough to know to open up the logs. Okay, now open the logs for the coaching pod. It should never fall back to this random email, but it's okay for now. That's what I noticed about AI sometimes, is it will just like create some data to make a method pass or not throw an error, or use these OR operators where if instead of being null, it just puts in some fake data. And that can be an issue sometimes, because if you're actually passing in null, it may fall back to some static placeholder. So let me see. Okay. Now let's go back to front end. Let's see if this works. Coaching requested. Nice. Let's see. Well, it used the wrong email. Well, it went back to the fallback email, but at least we... It sent it to an email I don't have right now. It used that fallback email. Why? Go look at other front-end calls that call the accounts service and pass in the email as expected. Huh. It used the fallback email. Go look at the git log history. At some point, I believe that this front-end call was getting the user email properly. I forget exactly how it worked, but review the git log. It worked, but I don't think it put anything in the database. Ooh, it did push some stuff up into the bucket. Interesting. Can't wait to look at that. But I'm just trying to figure out Yeah, we need to figure out though why we're not able to get the account's email. Let me look at I'm browsing a repository from a previous commit just to actually, let me go to the front end service first. Man, it's been so long. Check the coaching service. I don't know. I looked at I browsed the repository from a previous commit, and I don't know if we ever passed in the user email from the front end. Were we getting it from, was the coaching service fetching the email? Okay, let's print the user object. make those changes, commit them, and then push to origin. Okay, it says it pushed them already. Building the image. Interesting. Just gonna wait for this image to finish building. Okay. When exactly is this supposed to print to the console? Hey, if you guys are just joining, we're working on a coaching solution. So we have dash cameras in vehicles, and these dash cameras trigger events. So stuff like hard brake, quick acceleration, hard turn. And we're using an object detection model, YOLO, to classify the objects in the video. And then we're using an Intel model called Midas to estimate the depth of the objects. And then we build a transcript of the event, the speed of the vehicle, and which objects were detected in the scene. And then we pass that to the LLM and ask it to generate some coaching questions. And we put those coaching questions on a PDF, push it into S3, and now we're building a front end for that. So we're building this front end called the coaching front end. And we're also going to be including this simulation. So we also have this 3D event reconstruction simulation that we're going to be building and including it in the event analysis. And let's see, this has a... Okay, so there you can see. So this is actually moving at a relative speed. The relative speed of the vehicle. So you can get a really good, without being at the scene of the event, kind of get an event reconstruction that's pretty powerful. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so now it's trying to pass in an email from the front end. Let's go to reports, critical event report. Let's open up our console. It's supposed to try to print the user object when we go run one of these events here. Ooh, this already says analyzed. Interesting. So it actually doesn't have... Okay, it looks like the user object actually doesn't have the user email in the object. So I want you to review other calls we're making from the front end, and then also review the communication service to see how we identify user emails. So right now, the communication service is sending a bunch of different emails to clients, and I want you to figure out how we identify the user's email. So we have, obviously we have the email address in our accounts table. And when we make the call from the front end, we do pass in what we call a user object. But it does not include the email address, which is interesting. Nice. It looks like it might have identified Are you doing that? I am a little confused because I don't ever remember using this hook. And so that's why I'm slightly confused. Can you just give me raw text describing exactly what just happened, and I want to paste it into Codex so Codex can do an investigation? Don't ever have it fall back to support at getparty.ai. We either find the user email address or we don't pass in a fake email address. I'm gonna have Codex start working on this. I'm a little confused because I know at some point this coaching functionality was working and I don't remember using the hook to get the user email. Codex just did the investigation and gave me this response. Review this because it seems like this is getting more complicated than it should be. I don't ever remember having to use that hook. But the auth session... we should be calling the accounts service. Okay, the front end should be calling our account service. Got it. Nice. So Codex actually just assisted us right there, which is pretty cool. Do we need to make changes to the coaching service? I know we added some course functionality that we probably don't need now. If we don't need it, remove it. Okay, let's start merging that. Okay, now after we removed this course, so what was happening is we have a service called the accounts service, which is a microservice that, and we have sessions in a Redis memory database, and so when the request comes in, we check that session. And once we know what session it is, we can check for that email ID in our accounts microservice. And so we fetch from Postgres, grab the email ID. Then after we have that, then we call inside of the cluster. We have the account service that calls the coaching service. And both of those services live on the back end. Right now, we are trying to call straight from the front end, straight to the back end, without going through our accounts microservice. And it's been so long since I actually had done that, I kind of actually forgot. But now it looks like we figured it out, so we should be good to go here. Nice. Okay, so let's start building this coaching image. It's gonna take like 10 minutes. Okay, I just had Sonnet 4.5 make these changes. So instead of making the call directly from the front end calls the accounts microservice, and the accounts microservice calls the coaching back end. I just want you to review these changes and make sure Sonnet did it correctly. Nice. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Do a rollout restart on the Next.js deployment. Nice. Okay, we're waiting for the coaching service to finish building. It's gonna take a minute here. Let's see what Codex says. Sometimes these AWS CAPTCHAs are kind of hard to read, honestly. Go to MFA. Go to Authenticator. Let's go into AWS. Right. Okay, I'm about to check the S3 bucket. I'm like just really curious what the latest video looks like. I don't see it detecting any objects. It looks like... So it should put the bounding boxes around that object. Let me see what the PDF says. Oh, those are the videos. Let me look at the PDF. Ooh, this is kind of cool. It gave me like metrics. The YOLO V8N and Midas V21 small. So this is pretty cool. Really cool stuff, actually. But let's just, before we go too deep into that, first let's see what Codex said. So it says no findings, blocking. Pretty much saying, I think that once this image is done building, everything should work. We should be able to make the call from the front end that'll hit the accounts microservice, and the accounts microservice will go fetch the user email, And once we have the user email, we'll send that in the request to the coaching service, and the coaching service will do the analysis. Interesting. So it made the got to make sure we're trying to detect the right objects, but this is pretty cool. We made progress, actually. Or we migrated. So before we were using DPT large, which is a big model and it's kind of slow. So this is what it looked like before. And we were detecting these different objects. And so now in the latest analysis, it didn't detect any objects, but I clearly see objects in the scene, right? So there is objects here, and we got to figure out why it didn't detect those objects. So we'll do that in a minute. As soon as the coaching thing is done building, the coaching image, not the coaching thing. One thing I can do is I can say, okay, when we ran the analysis, I can see now that the PDF and the video are in the event artifacts table. How come we can't see that in the front end? We're still getting a 400 error. What? Why are we still getting this error? I know that we have event artifacts in the table now. Yeah, can you add this endpoint to the to the account service so we can fetch all of the event artifacts and display them in the front end? Coaching image is still building. Figure we can try and fix this. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. No, I don't want to add it to that service. No, I don't want to add this fetch to the coaching service. I want you to make a new controller in the accounts service. Exactly. Good. It's smart. It went to the right controller. Okay, let's go merge this this accounts branch. It's a new controller. Now, do you need to have the front end call the accounts endpoint now? Or is it already calling the right endpoint? Okay, cool. Let's do a rollout restart on the coaching service. The image is done building. So I'm kind of bouncing, working on one microservice, working on another microservice, but they're related, and I'm doing it all inside the same thread. And, you know, these AI models have really got increasingly better at maintaining some context. Because in the past, it used to get very confused. I really would have to separate one thread for this service, one thread for that service. But right now I'm talking about the coaching, accounts, and front end in one thread. And it doesn't seem to be struggling too bad. Okay, let's merge the account service here. We're gonna wait for that image to get done building. We're doing a rollout restart right now on accounts. Nice. Okay, you just did the rollout restart on accounts. Now let's do a rollout restart on the coaching service. Nice. So this will take a minute to start. Actually, if the accounts... Actually, let's make sure. Accounts. Oh, wait. Accounts actually wasn't done building. Do the rollout restart on accounts again. Let me log out. I don't think I should have to log out, but let's just try. Interesting. We still have the same error right now. Review the service and yeah, just make sure the ingress is configured properly. No, the route's working. Oh! Whoa. Nice. So now, let me see the coaching. Let's go to the coaching repository real quick, see if the image is done building. Nice. I can see the event artifacts in the front end now, but get link is throwing an error. Let me get the actual error. So normally we pre-sign the S3 URL when we send the email from the communication service, but do we need to have the S3 URL signed when we're viewing it inside of our front end? Yeah, you can generate or sign it again, I guess, if you think that that's the best practice. Let's actually see if we can grab the link. Wait. Nice. Okay. So I'm trying to... Hold on. So if the signed URL is in the database, how come we can't see it in the front end right now or review the MP4 and the PDF? Yeah, so just for testing purposes, instead of trying to re-sign the S3 URL right now, since it's already signed, can you remove that code from the accounts service for now until we add the AWS SDK library and set up the service account on Kubernetes in the Kubernetes cluster? Okay, good. Okay, now do we need to make any changes to the front end? Oops. I don't know how that happened. I gotta figure out how to do that. So do we need to make any changes to the front end now? Let's go to, gonna open a PR in the front end here. Okay, image for the front end and the accounts microservice is still building. Can you do a rollout restart on the account service? Can you do a rollout restart on Next.js? Okay, so that's metrics. Nice. It's downloading it immediately, which is good. Say, okay, so now let me try and do a new one here. So let me go to reports, critical events, clear this, run events for nice. Can you open the logs for the coaching pod and follow them? Okay, these might be them. It's got my time slightly wrong, but okay. It's 7:40. Let's look at the event here. Okay, it's this one. Let me... Errors. Okay. Oh, here we go. They're at the top. Okay, coaching video. Let's open it. Okay. Nice. It appears to be working, but one thing I noticed is I don't see any bounding boxes around the objects, and I don't see any depth estimation in the video. And when I look at the report, I don't see any objects being detected. Can you review this? I did get an email too. So. If Sonnet gets this, I'm gonna be impressed. Okay, to be honest, really impressed. Give me raw text of exactly what's going on, and so I can paste it into Codex. I think this might be a good problem for Codex to work on here. Hey, sorry, I haven't been checking. Hey, sorry, I wasn't checking Twitch chat. Okay, well we got a Twitch chat, which is kind of cool. Okay, so let me paste this into Codex. It's a good problem for Codex, I think, to work on right now. Can you commit these changes and push to origin? I just had Codex make these changes that you suggested. Can you review the most recent commit in the coaching repository and give me your thoughts? Do not make any changes. I just want you to review Codex's work. Okay, go ahead and merge this. Okay, the coaching Docker image is building. Takes about 10 minutes to build. It's really the Torch Hub library. I have a Sonnet reviewing Codex's changes. If you had to guess, what do you think the root issue was? Okay, so we're waiting for let's go to the coaching repository. Docker image is still building. So right now what's going on is normally the bounding boxes should look like this, but the new event that we're generating with the YOLO V8 and also the Midas small model is not adding the bounding boxes. So let me go to downloads. So yeah, this is the new Midas small model with the YOLO V8 tiny. So we had Sonnet 4 just try to make this change. And we can see here that we had some type of shape detection logic. Different export settings. Okay. Okay, still waiting for this image to build. Should be done any minute. Let's just read what So can you explain the issue again for a layman? Right now the Docker image is building. I'll let you know the results after I test it. But first, explain the issue to me. Oops. Vector, we recognize both spreadsheet layouts. Nice. Okay. See if the image is done building. Close. The two specialists looking at the same video. So as soon as the coaching service is done building, we're going to do a rollout restart, and then we'll try to do another event analysis. So the detector spits out its findings. Okay, it looks like the image is done building. So I'm gonna say, can you do a rollout restart on the coaching service? So this pod takes like 2 minutes to start. No, check the status on the rollout restart. This pod takes a little while to start.
Why didn't you call? Why didn't you? Why didn't you? Why didn't you call? Why didn't you? Why didn't you?
We're waiting to... Pod's almost done getting rolled out. Then we're gonna test again. Open up the pod log, follow it, and test again here. Nice, it just rolled out. Okay, open the coaching pod log and follow it, and then I'll make the request from the front end. Nice. Looking at the logs right now to see if there's an error. Detection's 195. Wow. Seems like a lot. I should have looked at the video first. Let's look at it on the front end. I think that was it. Okay. Should be in the front end. 803. There it is. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Nice. Nice. Awesome. 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 Heck yeah. Cool, guys. I think, hey, whoever stayed to watch this stream, I really appreciate it. I know someone's in here, and it's just us together here, but thanks for being here. We just did some pretty cool stuff, actually. So, actually, really pumped up right now. Let's see what the report said. Huh. Interesting. It seemed like it worked, but it's saying now that, I guess the report is saying no objects were detected, but I see objects detected in the video. Are you sure that we're detecting the depth correctly? Because it seemed like some objects were within 30 feet. When you say you need the camera specs, help me understand that. And what's the easiest way to do this? I need to make sure that it's accurate. We only want to see objects that are close, because those are the only relevant objects. And make sure to update the language on the PDF because it's not 30 feet anymore. It's objects, I guess, that are very close. All right, we need to merge it first. Hold on. It's interesting, but that's actually a VS Code sound, I think. So I'm trying to understand why that won't stop right now. There it goes. Ooh. Interesting. I don't know what's causing that. Let's go ahead and just create this pull request. I am building the Docker image now. Interesting. This noise won't stop right now for some reason. And sorry guys if that's kind of annoying you right now. See if I minimize it, will it stop? Interesting. All right, as soon as this coaching image is done building, we're going to test it. And then we'll probably end the stream for today. It's definitely what I'll do is I'll just go to Elgato for now and mute this. Use the restroom real quick. The audio cues from VS Code keep playing. Can you help me understand why? Oh, wait. Yeah, it's that VS Code. Sound just keeps coming from VS Code over and over. Interesting. Or maybe it's Whisper Flow. Let me see. Alright guys, just bear with me. I know it's kind of an annoying sound there, but VS Code's kind of looping that sound right now. It still thinks something's running in the background or something. That's why it keeps doing that. Really just want to, as soon as this image is done building. My VS Code audio cue is in a loop right now. Can you help me stop it? It's like an audible sound. Command plus. Command plus. Holy moly. You know what? I'll stop it from going on the stream. Hold on. Okay. Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know which one to disable right now. We'll just let it do its thing here. Sorry, throwing on a new song here. Image is almost done building. Okay, image is done building. Awesome. Let's do a rollout restart on the coaching service and then check the status of the rollout restart. So funny. There must be something going on in VS Code. It's like in the background. To cause that audible cue. I just don't know exactly what it is. Takes like 2 minutes for the pod to start. Then we'll check the logs, open up the logs, and then do the final test for today's stream. Pretty cool though. On today's stream, pretty much we did a lot. We migrated to YOLO V8 Nano and Midas version 21 Small. And it seems to be working pretty good. It's way faster. Way, way, way faster. Okay, nice. Go ahead and open up the log and follow it, and I'll send the test request from the front end. Honestly, I could probably just find the command for this. There we go. Okay, so now let's go back to reports, critical events. Be nice if we could get one. Let's see if we can go back further. All right, let's try this one. Here's the, it's processing it. It's 8:27. There we go. Here's the coaching report. Let's look at the video. This is really cool, honestly. It caught a cow. I don't know how the hell it saw a cow. Okay, guys, I think that's good for today's stream. We made a ton of progress. If you stayed for the stream, I appreciate that a lot, and I'll see you guys next time.